Imagine coming home after a long day, ready to relax with your partner or maybe play a video game, only to find your sweet, cuddly cat suddenly acting like a total stranger. Maybe they are giving you the cold shoulder, or worse, hissing at the very person you are trying to talk to. You might laugh and say, "Oh, they are just being a diva," but have you ever stopped to wonder if your cat is actually feeling jealous? Believe it or not, that complex emotion we thought was reserved for humans might be exactly what is driving your cat crazy right now. Welcome back to Cat Care Academy, where we dig deep into the feline mind to help you understand what your cat is really trying to tell you. Today, we are tackling a controversial and fascinating topic that every cat owner needs to understand. We are going to explore the undeniable signs that your cat is suffering from jealousy, backed by veterinary insights and behavioral science. If you have introduced a new pet, a new baby, or even just a new hobby that takes up your time, you need to watch this because ignoring these signs can lead to serious behavioral problems that are much harder to fix later on. Now, before we dive into the first major sign, let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed your cat staring at you with an intensity that feels almost judgmental? Keep that in mind, because what looks like a stare might actually be the first stage of resource guarding, and in this case, the resource is you. Let's start with the most common, yet often misunderstood, sign of feline jealousy. We call this the physical blockade. You have probably seen this 100 times, but never realized it was jealousy. You are typing away on your laptop, and suddenly your cat walks across the keyboard and plops down right on your hands. Or perhaps you are hugging your spouse, and your cat starts weaving frantically between your legs or tries to jump up and sit exactly in the middle of the two of you. Many owners think this is just a demand for attention, and while that is true, the context is key. Veterinary behaviorists explain that cats are territorial creatures, and for many of them, their owner is a prime piece of territory. When they see you engaging with something else, whether it is a computer, a book, or another human, they feel their access to that resource is being threatened. By physically blocking you, they are claiming their space. It is their way of saying, "Hey, this spot is taken, and so is this human." If your cat only does this when you are focused on something else, that is a classic red flag. But wait, because the next sign is not just annoying, it can actually be quite scary if you do not know what is triggering it. This brings us to sign number 2, which is unprovoked aggression. Now, I am not talking about play biting or the zoomies. I am talking about a sudden shift in mood that seems to come out of nowhere. Let's say you are petting a new kitten you just brought home, or maybe you are laughing with a friend on the couch. Suddenly, your resident cat, who is usually an angel, walks up and swats you or hisses at the guest. This is what experts call redirected aggression or status-induced aggression. In your cat's mind, the intruder, be it a person or another animal, is causing them anxiety. They don't know how to process that insecurity, so they lash out. A study from Kyoto University in Japan actually found that cats display a strong mental focus when their owners pet a stuffed animal compared to just a pillow. They recognize the social interaction, and if they feel left out, that frustration can turn into a growl or a bite. If you notice your cat getting spicy only when you are showing affection to someone else, that is jealousy, plain and simple. However, aggression is loud and obvious. The next sign is much sneakier and often gets blamed on medical issues when it is actually purely emotional.
We need to talk about the litter box protest. This is the nightmare scenario for every cat owner. You come home to find that your cat has urinated on your bed, your pile of laundry, or maybe even on the annoying guest's shoes. Your first instinct is to be angry or to rush them to the vet thinking they have an infection. And yes, you should always rule out medical issues first with your vet. But if your cat is healthy, this behavior is a massive neon sign of insecurity. When a cat feels their status is threatened, they feel a biological urge to reaffirm their territory. By marking their scent on items that smell like you or the person they are jealous of, they are mixing their scent with yours. It is a way of creating a scent barrier that makes them feel more secure. It is not done out of spite, even though it feels like it. It is a desperate attempt to say, I am still important here, and this is my home. If this happens right after a new boyfriend moves in or a new baby arrives, you can bet jealousy is the root cause. Now, you might be thinking, my cat would never do that. But what if I told you that some cats handle jealousy by doing the exact opposite of acting out? This leads us to sign number 4, the silent treatment. Just like some humans withdraw when they are hurt, some cats do the same. If your normally social cat who greets you at the door suddenly starts spending all their time under the bed or on top of a high cabinet, they might be feeling displaced. This is frequent in multi-cat households where a new, more dominant cat has been introduced. The older or more timid cat might feel like they have lost their rank. Instead of fighting for your attention, they give up and hide. This is actually more dangerous than aggression because it is easy to miss. You might just think your cat is being lazy or tired, but a cat that withdraws is a cat that is suffering from chronic stress. They are observing the household from a distance because they no longer feel like they fit in. If your cat stops sleeping in their usual spot next to you after a change in the household, you need to take that as a serious cry for help. And speaking of stress, this next sign is heartbreaking because it involves physical harm that the cat inflicts on itself. Sign number 5 is over-grooming. Have you ever noticed a bald patch on your cat's belly or on the inside of their legs? When cats are anxious or jealous, they often engage in displacement behaviors. Grooming releases endorphins that soothe them. It is a self-soothing mechanism, similar to a human biting their nails when they are nervous. If your cat is jealous of a new puppy taking up all your time, they might sit in the corner and lick themselves incessantly until they lose fur. Vets call this psychogenic alopecia. It is a clear indicator that your cat's mental state is deteriorating. They are trying to calm themselves down because their environment feels unpredictable and they feel their bond with you is unstable. If you see this, you have to look at what has changed in your home recently that could be triggering this level of anxiety. But sometimes the cat wants to make sure you know exactly how upset they are, and they will make sure you hear it, literally. That brings us to sign number 6, destructive behavior. We are talking about knocking things off tables, scratching the sofa right in front of you, or shredding curtains. Now, cats scratch to mark territory, but there is a difference between maintenance scratching and attention-seeking destruction. If your cat looks you dead in the eye and slowly pushes your glass of water off the table while you are watching TV, that is a request for interaction. Negative attention is still attention. If they feel ignored because you are focused on a video game or a book, they learn quickly that being good gets them nothing. But knocking over a vase gets you to stand up and look at them. It is a clever, albeit frustrating tactic to force you to engage with them.
So, we have covered the signs, but the big question remains, is this a permanent personality change, or can you fix it? The good news is that jealousy is manageable. The solution comes down to reassurance and routine. You need to reestablish your cat's confidence. This means setting aside dedicated time every single day where it is just you and them. No phones, no other pets, just 10 minutes of play or cuddling. If you have a new partner, have them be the one to give the cat their favorite treats so the cat associates the new person with good things rather than a loss of attention. It is also crucial to maintain their routine. Cats rely on predictability. If a new baby changes the schedule, try to keep the cat's feeding and playtimes as consistent as humanly possible. And remember, never punish a jealous cat. Yelling only increases their anxiety and confirms their fear that their relationship with you has changed for the worse. Instead, reward them when they are calm and interacting positively. Understanding jealousy in cats is about empathy. It is about realizing that their world is very small, and you are the biggest part of it. When that connection is threatened, they panic. By recognizing these signs early, the blocking, the hiding, the acting out, you can intervene and reassure them that they have not been replaced.
We would love to hear from you in the comments below. Has your cat ever done something wildly dramatic because they were jealous? Maybe they sat on your pizza box or hid your keys? Share your funniest or most intense jealousy stories, and let's help each other decode these crazy feline behaviors. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Cat Care Academy for more deep dives into your cat's psychology. Thanks for watching, and give your cat a little extra love today, just in case they're feeling a bit envious.